northern Indiana. No details yet, but there are reports that aides have also been killed in this wreck. Walorski has been serving in Congress for nearly a decade. Again, a member of Congress, Republican Representative Jackie Walorski of Indiana, killed in a car crash, apparently along with some aides in her home state. The president doubles down on abortion, signing another executive order, this time aimed at supporting women who have to travel out of state for the procedure.
We are doing all we can in my administration to protect the rights of health and safety of the people of this country.
He is also praising what happened on primary day in Kansas, where voters rejected a ballot measure that would have allowed state lawmakers to tighten restrictions or ban abortion.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says the president supports a woman's right to an abortion nationally, even after Roe v. Wade's overturn.
The only way to secure a woman's right to choose is for Congress to take action, is to restore protections of Roe as federal law.
A bipartisan group of senators put forward a bill this week that would allow abortion up to viability, as well as to protect the mother's life after viability. Sponsors say they don't have the 10 Republicans needed to pass it.
Fox's Gernal Scott, a reversal in court from conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, who now says he believes the massacre at a Connecticut elementary school was 100% real and that it was irresponsible of him to push false claims that the Sandy Hook shooting was a hoax. Jones testifying in his own defense at a civil trial that will determine how much money he owes for defaming the parents of one of the children killed. Wall Street rallies, the Dow up 415 at the close. America's listening to Fox News.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Half a day, this is Honey. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
Just getting more information on the car crash that has killed a Republican member of Congress, Jackie Walorski of Indiana. It happened in her home state. Fox News Digital obtaining a release from the Elkhart County Sheriff's Office. It says that a northbound passenger car traveled left of center and hit the Congresswoman's car head on, and all three occupants in her vehicle were killed, along with the driver of the other vehicle. It remains under investigation. The Republican primary in the Arizona governor's race is still too close to call between Trump-backed Kari Lake and Karen Taylor Robeson, who's backed by former Vice President Mike Pence.
This is an incredibly tight race. They ran on very similar agendas, but very different personalities.
Fox's Alicia Acuna in Phoenix.
Lake does lead in the state by a little more than 11,000 votes. You know, she was 9 points when everyone went to bed last night. We woke up this morning and things had definitely changed for her. However, I will tell you that there are still 150 to 160,000 outstanding votes in Maricopa County.
And that jurisdiction's home to more than 60% of Arizona's population. Falling gas prices are about to bring down the cost of something else.
Prices at the pump have been falling for several weeks now, but they are still about $1 more a gallon than a year ago. And Krispy Kreme says it wants to offer some inflation relief by deflating the price of a dozen original glazed donuts to match U.S. average gas prices every Wednesday for the rest of August. The price for August 3rd, $4.21. Krispy Kreme will announce the new price every Tuesday on Facebook, Twitter, and its website. Many companies, including Walmart, Best Buy, and Bath & Body Works, have been trying to attract inflation-battered shoppers. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
Recapping a Wall Street rally, the Dow up 416, the NASDAQ up 319. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Four years ago, we expressed our belief that a strong economy depends on a strong middle class, that small businesses need help to survive in tough times. And new industries are needed to diversify our economic base. The pandemic proved us right in so many ways.
We said we would support tax cuts for small businesses, and we did. We said we would streamline government services to create a more business-friendly environment, and we are. We said we would invest in infrastructure improvements, and we have. We said we would expand opportunities for our people to learn much-needed trades, and we delivered.
Let's continue this progress. We are all in this together, and we humbly ask for your vote. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message.
Go green, go hybrid. Go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
Day and good morning, Guam. It's 6:06 on Thursday, the 4th of August. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. 2 men have been arrested in connection with the brutal murder of a man whose body was found decapitated and dismembered off Route 10 in Chalampago back in January. Police have identified the victim as 32-year-old Stevie George Alvarez Villanueva of Jigo. Part of his body was found on January 29 following a report of a trash fire near the Chalampago GPA substation. 31-year-old Manny Sablan Murciano Jr. and 42-year-old Robert Isaac Revels have been arrested in the case. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio says the 2 were previously confined at DOC for separate and unrelated crimes, but were reconfined after this last arrest. Ignacio has confirmed that it was a drug-related homicide, adding that there was a debt owed by the victim and indications that there may have been an argument regarding a female individual. It took detectives 6 months to link the murder of Villanueva to the pair. All 3 individuals are known to the police department. Murciano was arrested in 2016 on illegal drugs and weapons possession charges. Revels was arrested in 2017 for burglary and vehicle theft. And the victim, Villanueva, was arrested last October on drug possession charges. DNA evidence is being sent to the FBI lab to verify the identity of the remains, but Ignacio says all the information and evidence gathered had led detectives to strongly believe Villanueva was the victim, and his family has been notified. Meanwhile, the cost for the post-closure of the former ORDOT dump has skyrocketed from the initial estimate of $27 million to $56 million. The lower estimate was given in April of 2019 by Federal Receiver Gershman, Brickner, and Bratton. GBB Senior Vice President Christopher Lund says one of the requirements the receiver has left to do is to turn over the post-closure operations to Guam Solid Waste Authority. The increase in expenses should cover the remaining 24 years of operations for the post-closure of the dump, but the change in price could mean delays in that takeover. GovGuam's solid waste operations have been under federal receivership since 2008. One of the major components of the price increase is the leachate volume. This is when highly toxic liquid is formed from the breakdown of wastes and rainwater seeping through the landfill, which can pollute the ground and water supply. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero says she wants the issue to be investigated. The parties are scheduled back in federal court on November 18. We'll have more news after this.
Gas is expensive, so let the bank come to you. Through our remote deposit capture, you can deposit your checks into your account from your phone. And with our Dynamite Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you can use your money anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect combo.
Now we're banking on the future. Services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Crank it up.
Voters who want to head to the polls early are encouraged to take advantage of the express vote machines. 3 machines are set up at the Election Return Center at the Western Resort Guam in Tumon. Guam Election Commission Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says using the machines is easier than shading in the ovals, and notes that those using the express vote machines finish faster than those filling in the paper ballots. The universal voting machine allows voters to mark their selection using a touch screen before they print a verifiable paper ballot, seal it in an envelope, and place it into the ballot box. Another plus GEC notes about the machine is that it prevents any crossover voting or overvoting, which ensures that there would be no spoiled ballots. Pangilinan assures voters that no information is saved and the machines just mark the ballots. Over the 3 days that the site has been in operation, a total of 670 people decided to vote early for the primary election. Early voting will be held through August 19 from 10 to 6, Tuesday through Friday at the mezzanine level of the Westin. An incentive for voting early is a 10% discount on pastries the Westin is offering to those who present their I voted sticker at the lobby cafe. 22 days remain until the primary election. And yesterday was the day Archbishop Michael Burns was set to make a decision on the fate of San Vicente Catholic School in Barrigada. The final decision was to permanently close its doors after 67 years. A release from the Archdiocese of Agana cites low student enrollment as the reason why advisory councils recommended the closure of the school. There was a 50% decrease from the previous academic school year. Even though the number of students who officially enrolled increased a little bit in the past week, the numbers are still not enough to adequately fill classes and sustain operations. The Archdiocese states that there was no other option but to close the school immediately. Superintendent of Catholic Schools, Father Val Rodriguez, will be working with administrators from other Catholic schools to assist in transitioning San Vicente students who wish to remain within the Catholic school system. And those were your top stories on The Point. Here's Ray with weather.
Oh, boy, not everybody happy with that story. I'll tell you what, 6:11 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. We'll do the weather first? Is that where we're headed?
That's where we do.
All right, whatever. Very low motivation today. Can I just tell you, low motivation? No, it's a short show. I got to get out of here by 8 so I can go on jury duty or whatever.
We still got to go 100, though.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Like I said, I just gotta, get myself into it. Maybe one more of those Mr. Browns. We've got isolated showers in the forecast for today. Partly sunny skies. Daytime highs should be about 87 degrees. East-southeast winds up to 9 miles an hour, becoming lighter later this afternoon. Scattered showers in the forecast for tonight with mostly cloudy skies. Overnight lows of about 77 degrees. Tomorrow is Friday, kids. Tomorrow is Friday. No frowny face Friday. Gay shirt in the closet Friday. Partly sunny skies with scattered showers in the forecast for tomorrow. Daytime highs 87 degrees. Isolated showers tomorrow night for sunset. Mostly cloudy skies. It should be traveling around there. Partly sunny in the forecast for Saturday, which is a couple of days away from now. Heat index today, if the sun comes out, 96 degrees and a 40% chance of rain, 100% chance of love. We've got sunrise this morning at 6:06. Got some pictures, and I didn't know how to take this because the word that I saw when this came in was pork chop. And I'm going, wait a second, who's
you didn't change the contact name, man?
Who's teasing my Sarita Garin? Who's calling her pork chop? Only I'm allowed to call her pork chop. As it turns out, these are from her, and the reason why she called it pork chop is because she sent me pictures of the pork chop that's getting ready to get fried for some kind of incredible occasion.
Oh, it's resting.
That I don't know what it is. Now she's got some sunrise pictures around here, and they're cool. Yeah, hey, sunrise. How about chicks in gym tops? What do you think? Can we do something like that? Yes, there we go. It's workout time, ladies and gentlemen. This might be all the motivation I'm required in order to get my head into the game.
How can they look so good when they're sweating?
It's glistening. It's a glisten thing. It's okay.
Glistening.
Well, they're glistening. I don't know. It's just one of those things. There is, the glistening sweat on a woman's face is an adequate replacement for, $20 worth of makeup. Just saying, and I got the proof right in front of me.
$20 only?
Yeah,
That's only enough for one lipstick.
You're so cheap, dude.
T Galleria makeup, right? 6:14 in the morning. There it is. News, weather, and Fox is here on The Point, brought to you by Bank Pacific. Banked on the Pacific for 68 years.
Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh brings you the sequel to the Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki. Enjoy the new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki. Delight your taste buds with tender, juicy steak marinated in the tangy new sweet onion teriyaki sauce and stacked high on toasted artisan Italian bread, topped with American cheese, green peppers, red onions, and drizzled with the tangy new sweet onion teriyaki sauce. The new sweet onion steak teriyaki is the height of food craveability. Give in to your cravings at Subway. Eat fresh. Your everyday expenses could be earning you savings and rewards with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points at Shell, Foodies Guam, and IT&E. Want free fuel from Shell and free snacks from Foodies Guam? Sign up for Pacific Points. Want to save on your home internet and cell phone bill? Claim bill rebates and free prepaid cards at IT&E. Want to save on travel costs? Convert points to United Mileage Plus miles. Sign up for free at PacificPoints.com or download the app. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Oh, yeah. Portions of the product. I'm like 2,200 points now in my Pacific Points right now. And that's incredible considering that 99% of that is beer and ice.
Daddy.
Just a thing. I know as I'm trying to do the mathematics and how many gallons of gas can I get with that. You do the math for me. 6 a.m. 15 portions of the program. This part here in particular brought to you by our friends over at APL. American President Lines, a global presence with a local home.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Who said put the pork chops back on? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Pretty girl. Get the picture of the pork chops, all breaded in whatever it is, that incredible sauce and the incredible dipping that Sarita puts that in.
Can we have a sample?
Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know. This is the, I don't know if she's going to bring some by. Maybe. I don't know. I think I've got enough of her Tupperware, though.
Bring it after 8.
This stuff here is habit forming. I mean, we've been at Fiesta tables over the last couple of years. She's a big part of the Point family, and every time we've got something going, this is one of the things that everybody kind of insists that she brings, and it it's just little tiny little bite size. They're like pork nuggets, if you know what I mean.
I was wondering how.
And there's an incredible set of spices that she puts on these things, fries them up until everything is cooked up just right, and you eat them like potato chips. It's Real Joe knows what I'm talking about.
What's on it? What's that yellow stuff?
Yellow stuff.
Oh man, I love yellow stuff.
Filipino yellow stuff.
Oh,
Can we do that?
Stuff.
So I read. I'm sorry, this is completely off any topic that we're going to be doing today. I saw a recipe on Instagram for sinigang fries.
What?
So you take. I'm sorry. What? You take, because you can go to Payless and buy sinigang powder, right?
Yeah.
For like making instant sinigang soup, the cheating way. But
that's the best way.
All right, fine.
No,
but there's a guy on Instagram, and what he does is he fries up the fries and pulls them out while they're just fresh from the fryer, and then covers them with dusts them, if you will, with sinigang powder.
And that's it? Does he put it back in the fryer?
No, that's it. We're done. He's just using that to spice it up, to give it a little bit more of that authentic Filipino flavor that is the goodness that is sinigang. Now I got.
Oh my God! You need to go soon, man.
I know.
I'm feeling that.
A little congested, and I don't know. I don't even know why. It's not COVID-19 or anything like that. Maybe just dust in the air. But I've got that, and I'm thinking maybe I should have a little bit of sinigang today. But I don't bring it by the radio station. I got to leave early, and this is for the next 6 months. There's the possibility that the Thursday shows are either going to be canceled completely, or preempted, or abbreviated as they are today, because it's Grand Jury Day. I don't know how. And I'm trying to sort out in the world of the criminal justice system how it is possible that somebody that's in the media that reads all of the magistrate reports and may already have be predisposed to opinions on some of the thuggery that we've got going on here today might actually find himself on the jury. But maybe they're desperate. Maybe there is a thing where we just got to get a whole bunch of people in here and we'll get a bunch of grand jury meetings every day, and then we'll just push all of this stuff through the system until we're out of thugs, you know what I mean? Until we're out of room, or we're already out of room at the Department of Corrections. But anyway, and I've got a couple of interesting magistrate reports I'm going to share with you today. One of them, and this is my frustration, I got to find out from Troy. In fact, do me a favor, reach out to Troy, just send him a note, and ask him if he has a picture that went along with a certain magistrate report that came out yesterday, because this is one of those, we talk about the toxic relationships. And there is a magistrate report here that came out yesterday about a woman named Josina Ruetinag. A.K.A. Defendant.
Right click.
And I'm I'm looking for a quote here, looking to see if there's some kind of a quote. But it starts. This is the way it goes. Officer Dawson met with Joseph Tucker, who reported that at about 3 a.m. that morning during a verbal argument with his ex-girlfriend. Do I need to go on? 3 a.m. argument with ex-girlfriend.
What village, Ray?
Hold on a second.
I gotta know, man.
You want to narrow this down by region? You want to narrow it down by region? Okay, go ahead. Give me a guess. 3 a.m. verbal argument with an ex-girlfriend. Police are called. They were called to what region of the island, Real Joe? North, Central, or South?
North.
I'm sorry, that number is incorrect.
Wow.
Try again.
South.
All right. And we'll narrow down the village for you a little bit later on. Anyway, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled as usual to be here with you. And sorry that it's going to only be for a couple hours. I did get a blurb from the jury lady yesterday that said I need to be at the place this morning. I think today's like orientation day.
Potluck.
Hey, how about that?
What are you bringing, Ray?
A book. I'm bringing my brother's grand jury duty just expired. Now he's just all done, and he gives me some advice. Is number one, no flirting. But what? And I'm like, it's just eye games. Okay, we're just gonna do eye games. He says no flirting. Bring with you some liquid, non-alcoholic, and something to read. Because I guess they're gonna make me turn off my phone or something like that. I don't know. I'll let you know what I can let you know tomorrow, because all of this stuff is clouded and shrouded in secrecy and all of that stuff. So anyway, Real Joe gets the phone when you call 888-8255 888-TALK is the telephone number. Obviously, the meme machine is online. If I can get pictures from out of Saritza's kitchen and put them on the screen for you, absolutely. If I can get pictures of her and her hot, sweaty, glistening friends, then obviously the thing is working. 797-8255 is the meme machine numbers. Basically, it is WhatsApp. So if you've got something along the same lines, I mean, who knows? If you're wearing a gym bra this morning, I'd love to see that. You know, the other day we did the assignment was send us whatever it is that the last thing that you will eat if it came down to starvation, Armageddon style in your kitchen. We got a lot of stuff. There's some interesting pictures that came out of that. But if you've got something a little bit more interesting, glistening, and tantalizing here this morning, 797-8255, 622 in the morning. We've got Donna D, who stepped out for just a second. She's going to take care of news and headlines and all the things that we're going to find interesting, at least for the morning show today. And there's already some interesting things that are floating around, and I don't know if you've been paying attention, but one of them has to do with what's going on over at San Vicente School. Like I said, the word came out yesterday that the Archbishop says, with much sadness. The Archdiocese of Agana announces the official closure of San Vicente Catholic School due to insufficient student enrollment. They go through the numbers, and the enrollment has dropped by more than 50%. 3 advisory groups all recommended to close San Vicente due to insufficient enrollment. The final decision now comes after several recent meetings with alumni, including one on Tuesday. We express gratitude to members of the San Vicente alumni who came together, focused on seeing if they could find a solution in the 11th hour. However, absent an immediate large upswing in student enrollment and infusion of funds, I want to put that first. San Vicente must close its doors. And you might recall a couple of phone calls with Senator Frank Blas Jr. on the subject, who at the 11th hour got together with everybody, and he's fit to be tied about this. And I think for good reason. Apparently this has been looming for a while, but they have just put the word out and just asked the alumni to get together. Well, that was on, Tuesday night? When all of that happened? Well, and then it's Wednesday, and then they make a decision Wednesday and say, well, it's too much, too little, too late to be able to save the school. Now, my original idea was a Beat Street breakdown kind of electric boogaloo street dance to save the school, but it's just one of those popping and breaking things. We'll get the dragons together.
Turbo.
You know what I mean? Turbo.
Turbo.
We'll bring Turbo out here and have a thing, but not even enough time apparently for that, which is going to put a lot of people in kind of a lurch here. There are at least 39 sets of parents that now at the last minute have to figure out where their kids are going to school. Oh God, what if they already bought the uniforms?
Change the patch.
Can you take them back to Bix?
Change the patch.
Exactly. Change the patch
What is it?
out.
Is it the economy or less baptisms or less Catholics?
You know, I couldn't tell you. I mean, there aren't that many Catholic elementary schools on Guam. I mean, I came out of cathedral grade school, and I guess in the 1980s they turned the whole thing into the Academy of Our Lady of Guam, and so one less place to send young Catholics out there. And then the other idea is, what about the teachers? What's going to be happening? If you're a teacher at San Vicente School, I'm going to assume that you'd be able to walk right over to the Department of Education on Teason, kind of across the street, and say, I'm a teacher. I'm available. I'm not going to be doing anything over at San Vicente School because they're going to be closed. So there could be a little bit of a blessing in disguise for the Department of Education on all of that. But it does beg the question, what will the Archdiocese do about the Catholic school system? What are the, back in the olden days, what are the nuns going to be doing? If I had the resources in my head, this is the way it would work out. Me and a bunch of guys, after we have the street dance, save San Vicente School, after we have the breaks, electric boogaloo party, I'd take it and go. I'd go private. I wouldn't, not necessarily an archdiocese school, but it would have the same religious components of it, because I enjoyed growing up and going into a Catholic school system.
Catholic charter school.
Yeah, like a Catholic charter school. It's exactly that kind of thing. And I would bring in the clones of all of the nuns that we used to have,
Ray.
and including Sister Roberta in the.
Are you trying to create a better
cafeteria?
world?
I would like to bring back a San Vicente school that was very similar to the cathedral grade school that I grew up in. I think that something along the lines of that would be fun. And I'm serious, nuns with rulers, and just bring up a whole set of kids.
Values.
Their values. Discipline would be the value. Discipline. Why did you, Mrs. Gibson, why did you send young Raymond to a Catholic school? And she said, because I knew that they would get the discipline from the nuns. Good education, Catholic upbringing, and we're going to have tillicking ears and wrapping of the knuckles by the nuns when he acts up. And that will literally put the fear of God in him. 6:20, maybe that's why people are afraid to send their kids to Catholic school. I don't know. Anyway, 6:26 in the morning. So much to get through here, and so many people just like me who grew up at the knees of a nun, instilling some fear of God discipline.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
It's 6:27 in the morning. Ray Gibson show portions. Well, you already know who brings it to you. The number one on the list here is the hot sister of the program. That would be the amazing Pam Duvall from the beautiful village of Zigu Town, where we never hear about police officers being called at 3 o'clock in the morning to break up a verbal argument between the victim and his ex-girlfriend. Not even girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend, 3 o'clock in the morning. I will get to the story here, and some of you guys, some of you bachelor guys will learn to appreciate the value of bars on the window. Just saying. Pretty Sarita Garin comes in at number 2. I see Auntie Farron there. Big man Rico Blancaflor saying happy almost Friday. Adonis Quito Mendiola saying good morning, Guam. Hey, Adonis was having a good time with the program yesterday when Ben called in and reminded everybody about the hijinks of the 19th floor in the early days and nights of COVID-19. I got Tony and Annette and Pinko Ada online here this morning. It's great to see everybody. There was a bunch of Republicans got together, invaded my place over at Carabao last night, but that was kind of all right. Got a chance to see some folks. Jimmy Moylan was there, Bistra, Roosta, TJ's wife. Yeah, Rusanova, Casanova. She was there. Sandra Regis was running around. A couple of other candidates, including Felix Camacho and Tony Ada. I got Brad Wood hanging up. Brad and Lucia were there as well, and Nate Horn was running around. I gotta be careful mentioning the names of the Point family that was there, because otherwise I'm gonna miss somebody, and they go, "Man, Ray, you walked right by me. You saw me. You don't remember me on the radio?"
A lot of good people.
Auntie Bennett, Lujan Duenas is there. Harvey Egna, who we say Biba. I got Patty Santiago and Charles Craw checking in. Therese Uggan and let me see, Auntie Bennett is there. Henry Menglotnia saying good morning to Ray, Donna, Real Joe, Jerry, and Guam. Well, it's good to have you there as well. Jay Rojas hanging out with us today. Oh, isn't that nice? Rudy Rodolfo, the original Burger King online, recovering from Whopper Wednesday yesterday.
Morning, Your Highness.
And Rudy, I'm concerned about something. I'm sure that you sent somebody over. I'm sure that you sent over the Southwestern Whopper Kuya to the radio station, but must be lost. Must be lost.
Maybe he got jacked, Ray.
Could have gotten jacked. But the Jack in the Box thing?
No.
All right. I'm just saying, there's maybe a turn off the trail here. Today's not a good day because, like I said, I got split early. Nick Pulaski hanging around looking for something to growl about. We'll get you something in a minute. Just hold on. I see Kevin Kanata, the amazing Kevin Kanata, looking at Juanita Machi as well. Stephen Klein, Greg Fausto, and let me see, Valerie S.A. Untalan says, wake up, wake up. You done enough sleeping, child. Get up there and take on the world. Good to have you and everybody else hanging out with us this morning. Looking to see if there's any other names on that one that I got to get to. Post Canteen up at the VFW in Gigo. And a reminder, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, the jackpot starts at over $1,000. What do you say it was, $1,090 or something like that?
Yeah.
Almost $2,000. Congratulations to the potential winner. David Hurst says, good morning, tuning in from Japan this morning. Well, you and Kitsu from Japan, I got a number here from him, and it looks like we are trading at the end. Today's exchange rate is 131.75 yen to the U.S. dollar. So it's getting a little bit better, and perfect timing, too, because former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez, other officials from the Guam Visitors Bureau are in Fukuoka, or recently in Fukuoka, and the idea is, and I told him, is when you get on the airplane, drag a whole bunch of Japanese people with you. Looks like we're going to see additional planes and additional arrivals coming in. I got Vince Borja for Senator. He's changed his identity on Facebook a couple of times. It was just Vince Borja, and you remember last week it was Vince, and then both of all of his middle names, and then Borja. Yeah. But now it's Vince Borja for Senator because we're getting close, ladies and gentlemen. 22 days between now and the primary election. I got my bro Stephen Klein on, Sally Aquino, Buenos and Alpha Day too. Let me see, Valerie, Stephen Klein, J. Rose, Bennett, Valerie. I'm getting a lot of names repeating here for a second because everybody is there's multiple greetings going on. Somebody sent me a greeting yesterday, and it was just such a beautiful blessing. I got to share it with you. All right, so Sarita is giving up the recipe for the pork chops. Ready? Write this down. Write it down. Write it down. Lemon pepper. Okay, that's it. That's it. There you go, lemon pepper. There it is, shred with the rest of the world. I see Melinda St. Nicholas McMullen online. Who else is there? Mark Cruz doing his wavy thing at us. Sarah Lake, maganda umaga to you, and all the lovely people. Verna Chargaloff Mendiola's hanging out. So is Jay Nauta. Hi, Winnie Flores and Dale Audette. Great to have you hanging out with us this morning as well. Donna D is checking in with everybody. Donna D's like blooming adult supervision for the program. But don't worry, we'll suck her into the dark side. Amy Rose Aggie Edmondson saying good morning to everybody. John Louise Mesa and Tina Garcia. Gemma Bustamante is watching the program. I see my educational buddy Bill Petit online, and Ed Buendicho, who we call Bandit. Bandit, I had the good fortune of talking with, you remember, this is kind of inside cable TV, but you remember Lorna from accounting? I got a chance to, I was talking to somebody that she knew, and he says, oh, you remember Lorna? And he hands me the phone, and it was like 10 minutes worth of incredible, oh my God, we got to get together memories. Love that. John Ray Titan was hanging out with us, so is Cheryl Ochai, Brennan Fausto, Jigo Jarhead is hanging out, so is Tim Zedeker online with Gerald Young, Joanne Titano, Mark and Francis Ishmael. It says, half a day at The Point, third day of school in TBCS at Salampago. Students are happy to be back at school, at least the younger ones. Not sure about the high schoolers. No, they aren't. They're going to be excited about going back to school and seeing their friends, and that's going to last for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And it'll wear off.
Their phones again.
It'll wear off. Yeah, and they'll exactly go back to their phones. Manny and Ning Ranges. That's Sandra's mom and dad online. I got Rico B and Lou Mendiola. Pork chops, we say. Joe Dizon is watching the program. So is Jennifer Post Schnitker. And Pat and Norma Jean Flores checking in this morning as well. Elizabeth Camet Brooks saying, half a day Point Familia. Oh, it's good to see you, Auntie Liz. That's Auntie Loli's sister. I got Matt Galendez. Jennifer saying, hang 'em, Ray. Yes, I will. That's I don't know if they'll. I don't. You know, you kind of got to be serious.
You don't want to stand up and yell that, bro.
You kind of sort of got to be serious when you go, oh, crap, I just realized what I'm wearing. Inmate colors.
Oh, nice. You'll get, they'll just escort you to the back.
You think I'll get any special attention today over at the place? It's my red shirt. Some of you will say it's orange, and I'll say colonists, colonizers, whichever. When Roy is online, Recanata. Hey, Ding Scambalori's watching the program here this morning. It's awesome to see you there. Simon Sanchez, my buddy, real human being, Stephen Applegate. Is engaged in the program this morning. Nice to see George Flores and Colin Clark. Roland Torres saying good morning to everybody. Who else is there? Sarita says, I never had a prom in high school because the nuns discontinued. One student got pregnant and everybody suffers.
Oh, wow.
We need names.
This is definitely Guam.
Well, I don't know that she went to high school. So I've always had this idea in my head for the second chance prom. Right, because we went to. I went to prom when I was in high school, and I had such a lousy time with my date. I dropped her off early and went and hung out with my other girlfriend. That's my single memory of prom in 1979, 1980. But I would love to have. There's so many people that are married to somebody that they weren't high school sweethearts with, right? So wouldn't it be great if we had a second chance prom? We'd go, everybody get dressed up. We'll go to Paul's or Bick's or Gino's, only one of which is still in existence, right? And we'll get our prom clothes, and the girls can go to Tropic Wear and get their prom dress, and then we'll go and have a prom night over someplace, right? Hyatt. Oh, wait, for authenticity, Top of the Mar. We'll have prom over at Top of the Bar. What was the name of the room? The Ambassador Room over at the Fiesta. Was that the name of the place I'm thinking about? And we'll have a band and we'll have corsages and all of that stuff. And we'll make up for the prom that Sarita did not get to go to. Greg Basnight is online. So is Ken Brown in California. Cousin Troy is hanging out this morning. Cousin Troy, do you have a picture? And if you do, because he has access to a different kind of magistrate reporting that comes out of the courts, and sometimes he has pictures. So if you do have one, I'd love to be able to get, and it should be up everywhere, pictures of this Josephina from Telefofo that crawled through the guy's window. There ought to be like a page on Facebook for toxic ex-girlfriends that people can post to. No, I mean, Lena McDaniel, one time during CCD at San Vicente, getting my hands whacked by a ruler that came out of sister's robe. Lena, you're exactly that kind of. I always knew that you were the kind of person that would get in trouble with the teachers at school. Let me see. Keenan McCausland checking in from Washington State. Matt Galendez. Collective punishment is a war crime. If you didn't know, try to explain that to the nuns. Leslie St. Nicholas saying buenas to everybody. Anna Marie, Scott Armstrong, Dave Eckert.
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
Dave Eckert is journalism royalty here on Guam.
Morning, sir.
Checking in, I'm assuming, from Las Vegas. Let me see. Nate Horn, you're wearing Lou and Josh colors. Oh, is that what it is?
You are! Oh, my God,
I
we're
in,
Ray.
Wait, I thought it were prison colors. What? Is that what you're trying to say, Nate? How about Tony Huggins, second chance prom, Dusatani, May 2023, open bar. Stevie's already got the thing in his head. Stephen Applegate is a real human being.
How dare he?
Right? But no, it would be perfect. In his case, it would be perfect because, I mean, his beautiful wife, they were not high school sweethearts. I mean, incredible love story. Talk to him about it one of these days. But it would be great for, him and Mrs. to be able to have a second chance prom. So somebody put this thing together. It'd be fun. And we'll get people to, all the liquor companies will be behind it. Dave Eckert says, yes, sir, Las Vegas. Ruben Mortera is online. Ruben, I ran into your brother Terry last night as well. Great kind of reunion between the two of us. Anyway, 6:38 in the morning. Lots to get to, as Willy Wonka says, but I don't have a whole lot of time. Got to get out of here so I can catch the grand jury thing at 8 o'clock in the morning. And again, this is a 6-month sentence for me. So there are going to be, I cannot predict the Fridays. And anybody that's been through the grand jury or petit jury process knows exactly what I'm talking about. In 20 minutes, it'll be 7 o'clock in the morning. Donna D has got her first big look at headlines. Let's get to that and find out what happened.
Retired Guam Police Lieutenant Jojo Templo Garcia has denied the charges handed down in an indictment filed against him in Superior Court. Garcia is represented independently and pro bono by attorney Peter Santos, who entered the not guilty plea for him. Court documents state that Garcia threatened 4 people with a rifle between November 2021 and January 2022. His speedy trial rights were waived, and the case has been assigned to Judge Maria Senzon. And Guam is expected to get a cut of $6.6 billion in national opioid settlements to help address the opioid crisis. AG Levin Camacho and a bipartisan coalition of attorneys general announced the settlements this week with former opioid maker Allergan and Teva Pharmaceuticals. Allergan is expected to pay up to $2.7 billion to participating states, territories, and local governments, including Guam, and Teva is expected to give $4.25 billion. And 10 veterinarians from Taiwan have arrived on Guam to help with the island's stray dog and cat issue. It took 2 years to make the event happen. The 10 volunteers from Taiwan's National Chongqing University and local vets will help the Spay and Neuter Island Pets Program, or SNP. The SNP Community Clinic kickoff will be held at the MTM Mayor's office starting today through the 15th and will only be open on weekdays. Those interested in the spay and neuter services can fill out an interest form at snipclinicguam.com. And those are your local headlines on The Point. Now back to Ray.
All right. Remind me if it gets interesting around here. The world's 10 biggest companies. The list is out from Fortune 500 and the significant numbers between the United States and China. 80% of the 10 biggest companies in the world are either from the United States or China. And it's equal, by the way. 4 from U.S. and 4 from China. A little bit later on. Okay, so I've got the pictures. Thank you, Cousin Troy and Real Joe. They were able to get pictures of Josephina Ruetenag. And this is, I'm going to go right into this because it's interesting to me. The magistrate report came out. This is what you should be looking out for, guys. You ever run into somebody, it's a dark nightclub, maybe you're going to go to the EIF thing, and she comes up to you with her rave outfit, and you're thinking, this is good. Maybe somebody I can spend the rest of my life with. All right, and maybe it'll be different for you, but this is the story that William Joseph Tucker told the police officers 3 o'clock in the morning a disturbance at a dwelling in Telefofo during a verbal argument with his ex-girlfriend Josephina swung a baby carrier and struck him in the face, causing pain, it says. Well, you get hit in the face with a baby carrier. I guess that's, number one, the intent and the outcome. Joseph described the defendant then came back to the dwelling around 8:15 that evening, became angry, picked up a rock with both hands, brought it up towards her head, and slammed it directly onto his left foot. Joseph reports he was struck hard enough to break the rock in half. He complained of pain in his foot due to the defendant's actions. Officer Dawson was able to locate 2 pieces of a cement block about 4x4 in size, which appears to have been in one piece previously. Now, Officer Dawson observed a small abrasion to Joseph's toe. So this woman picks up a brick, throws it at the guy's toe, breaking it in half.
She's had it,
and
Ray.
all he had was a small abrasion? What's that? This guy, Super Joe, right? That's got to be the guy,
Maybe.
right? A witness described that the defendant came back to the dwelling and gained entry by climbing through a window. The defendant then slapped Joseph, pushed him out of the house. The witness described the defendant then began to hit Joseph with a pipe in the back of his head and the right side of his ribs. Witness describes Joseph as not fighting back because boys don't hit girls, but taking the pipe and throwing it away from the defendant. The police were able to find the pipe, 24 inches worth of a gray PVC pipe with a sharp end on it. Now, this is the
Come
question.
on, man.
Do you take her back? Do you take her back after all of this, or do you, as I suggest, take this picture and stick it up on Facebook with a warning, just a warning, just a warning, and then the picture. We'll see how the rest of this plays out in court. Wouldn't it be fun if this was one of my grand jury magistrates that I pick up today? We'll see what happens. 6:40. Oh, and I won't be able to tell you though, because again, shrouded, if you will, in secrecy. It's 6:43, and we'll find out what's happening on the road here in a second.
It's the 76 Circle K and GTA Prepaid Ultra Giveaway. From now until August 31st, enter to win a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, plus a $600 76 gas card, and more. Come into any participating 76 Circle K location, buy $5 or more of GTA Prepaid Load, and receive an entry form for every $5 you spend. The more you top up, the more chances you have of winning. Stay connected and win this summer with GTA Prepaid and Circle K. Visit GTA.net for more information.
Take your business to new heights with the United Business Credit Card. Earn 30,000 bonus miles after spending $3,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Plus, earn 3 times the miles per $1 spent on United tickets through United until April 30th, 2023, and 2 times the miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com United Business for more information and to apply for your United Business Credit Card today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Yeah, no, Gemma, I see what you're trying to do here, but I can't. There's not enough detail in this picture for me to pull up. I was asking for all the girls in the Point family to send us pictures of them in their workout clothes, and it looks like this is supposedly a shot from a place called Fly across from Nissan. But as I said, you know, I'm trying to magnify this as much as I possibly can. It looks like it wants to be a video, but it's not playing. So, you know, Gemma, I again appreciate what you're doing, but I need something with a lot more detail. something that will be able to blow up for, you know, Ferda. You know it's Ferda, right? Ferda for the boys. It's 6:45 in the morning. All right, did we play the traffic music? Good, there it is. All right, on my screen, on your screen, what do we got for traffic here this morning? A little bit of traffic at Anderson Air Force Base, virtually no traffic all the way down Marine Corps Drive until you get to the Dedido area. Intersection traffic for the most part. A little bit over at the Micronesia Mall intersection, on the way to the intersection with the Ocean Vista. A little bit of traffic over through there, but 8, 10, and 16 running clear. 10 and 15 is clear. 4 and 10, likewise, is a nice drive here this morning. A little bit of traffic in the Chelan-Pago area. Nothing major, though. Hardly anything downtown Agutnia. Maybe something over at Polaris Point, and then a little bit of traffic over at Big Navy as they get ready for their big Protect Citadel exercise thing that's coming up in a couple of days. I might get you more details, or I might, you know, make jokes about charcuteries and rainbow pancakes.
Yes.
We'll see what happens. That's traffic on the Point.
Boss 104, The Point, and Star 101 are bringing you the Back to the 80s and 90s Throwdown at the Hermit Crab Beach Bar and Grill in Anigua this Saturday, August 6th.
Come down and get on the dance floor as I, DJ Daryl Lazama, get on the turntables, giving you the best of the 80s, 90s, and more.
Star 101, The Point, and Boss 104 will be in the house.
Plus, we have all kinds of cool stuff to give to you.
Free food giveaways,
buckets of beer,
t-shirts, and hourly cash prizes.
The 90s Throwdown dance off.
The Back to the 80s and 90s Throwdown at the Hermit Crab Beach Bar and Grill in Anigua behind Circle K Beachside this Saturday, August 6th.
The party is from 8 p.m. to midnight, so come down and get your groove on.
Special thanks to Lolita Cabot of Holiday Realty and JV International. The 80s and 90s throwback this Saturday at the Hermit Crab Beach Bar and Grill. Party starts at about 8 p.m. See you there.
Rediscover talk radio here. Your FM News Talk Superstation. This is The Point.
I got to be careful because I might get in YouTube jail on something like this. But playing some of the scenes from Electric Boogaloo and the big street dance competition. You know, the bad guys always had nice hair in those movies. Yes. Yep. But kind of seedy girlfriends.
Killing me, yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Always.
I know it. Anyway, 6:40 in the morning. 888-825-5888 is the telephone number around here. Don't be shy about using it. Hit me up with comments on the Facebook side. YouTube guys are all lined up for fun here this morning, including. Wait a second. Do I have the thing?
Do I have? It says there's people there, but I can't see what it is that they're talking about. I might actually have to tune into the actual YouTube thing to find out what it is that people are commenting about. But over here on the Facebook side, Lena McDaniel, haha, Ray Gibson, I was the victim, not the vector.
Oh, wow.
Did the nuns have a special name for you, Lena? Is there? That's how you know. It's things that I picked up in later in life is, for most part, I mean, they knew who you were. And they said, this Raymond Gibson, that's Rosemary's kid, this Bill's kid, whatever. But I'm sure that they also had another nickname that they never said out loud to anybody but the other nuns. So I'm kind of curious as to whether maybe you had one of those as well. Got Johnny Utah online here this morning. Janice Wong is there. Colin Clark talking about true love. When you see it, it's just right there in front of you. When she cares enough to slow down the aim just a little bit, so she only hits your toe as opposed to your whole foot with a thing. I mean, that's what kind of Can you imagine the separation anxiety? Which is what they call that, by the way. The separation anxiety that caused her to be so, just anxious, I guess, so that she crawled in through a bedroom window in the middle of the night. Those are the kinds of things that I think dreams are made of. Not the kind that Jeff had the other night where he was dreaming there was something in the bed with him and it turned out to be a brown tree snake. But Camacho is throwing a bunch of names at me. I don't know what exactly they are. Adrian Santos Castro Antalan Matanani Marta. No, I know what it is now. I know what it is. Those are the middle names that you need if you're running for political office here on Guam. What's your name, boy? Adrian Santos Castro Antalan Matanani Martinez Cristobal Camacho. Bota. I'm running in District 9. Dave Duenas is online. Biba Venue Guam checking us out here today. That's Phil. Dona Mila Martinez is on. So is Rita Kitachai saying good morning to you. Ray, how did you get selected for grand jury? All you need to say is they're all guilty. Again, I hear you, understand it, but is that a real strategy? I'm already in. I'm already juror like 2 or 4 or something like that. So I'm already there. The only thing that I can hope is that maybe one of the prosecutors over at the Attorney General's office will look at the jury makeup and go, what the hell is he doing here? He's been very clear on the radio about how he feels about the prosecutors, certain prosecutors in the Attorney General's office. Why is he here? Living in the Pacifics online, Zoe Kitsu, Elizabeth Mendiola Kitsu, and let me see, Sandra Regis raising her hand saying, I'm here. I know I already said your name. I said your name.
Yeah, I said Biba.
Yeah, I said Biba because we were talking about
so
you
being...
being...
throw a brick on your foot.
That's love. 10 away from the top of the hour. 888-8255 is the phone number. Already online. And as I said, kind of fit to be tied. Frank Bloss Jr. Going, whoa, you barely gave us enough time to figure out what the potential solutions might have been to keep San Vicente open and went ahead and closed it anyway. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, Ray. How you out? Kind of disappointing.
Fighting, well, I don't know. I'd be fighting mad, and I think the conversation needs to go a little bit public, or a lot more public than it already is. I mean, within 72 hours, basically, was the idea that San Vicente could close. A short window of opportunity for alumni to be able to spring into action, and then notwithstanding anything that came, potential ideas, potential measures that could have come from the alumni, the decision was made, and now they're closing the school, effective right now.
And, Ray, unfortunately, it appears as the decision was made even before they engaged with the alumni. They had asked to meet with us on Friday night. And told us that we had until Tuesday. Obviously, we were trying to jump through hoops. We met as a group again on Monday night. When Maria Taitano and I went to meet with the Archdiocesan officials, we learned in those meetings that the decision had already been made since Friday morning. Huh. And so, the question was, then why'd you call us? Yeah. Why did you give us a sense of false hope in being able to save the school when the decision had already been made? And it was again, not just disappointing, it was disingenuous on their part to be able to do this. yesterday I was fielding numerous calls, from individuals who were fuming mad at the deception. I can't characterize it any more than that. That was imposed upon us in thinking that we had there was a slim chance to be able to save the school, and it was actually go meet with the alumni so that we could check off that box and say that we met with them.
Right. Just in case, when it comes down to why you did what you did. Oh no, we checked with the alumni and they weren't able to come up with any solutions. But that's not the kind of thing that you sit around a coffee table and all of a sudden come up with a brilliant beyond brilliant plan that is going to erase whatever financial issues that they have. Being able to market it to other concerned family and friends to be able to get them up over 100 students, I think something like that would have been doable. If you'd have had a month, I mean, if you'd have gotten this in the beginning of July, end of June, there would, a better chance for some kind of a positive resolution and some kind of a positive outcome. Arguing about it with the Archdiocese at this point, I think, is just going to be another exercise in frustration. Is there a plan B that you and Maria and the mayor and 55 years worth of alumni might be able to come up with?
And there's definitely a plan B. I think one of the first things we need to do is digest what has just happened. Obviously, you don't want to make a decision while you're fuming, and make a sound decision. So what we're going to do is let this digest a little bit, to get together as a group, and again, one of the things. Now that they've decided that it's closed, it's closed for today. We did express a desire, please, that if the school is to close, it just closed temporarily. It's not permanent, and that give us the opportunity to be able to contribute our ideas, and maybe even our help. In being able to resurrect San Vicente School, so that we can open it up once again to students and help to evangelize our faith.
There's I'm getting a comment here, Facebook Live, Jose Martinez, who knows a thing or two about the way things operate in the Archdiocese, says, hate to say it, but the alumni had decades to do something. The school has been in dire straits since at least 2000. Alumni truly ought not to blame the Archdiocese. The SSND have been asking alumni to be involved for years.
No, well, I beg to differ with Mr. Martinez, okay? Because when they did reach out to the alumni, because the alumni, we have always said, call us, if you need your help, call us. When they have called us, we have stepped up. I do remember there were a couple of years. This is back when the school systems of Notre Dame were in control of it. Getting calls from Sister Josephine. We put together, not just a number of fundraisers, but a number of times we went over there to help the school. So to say that we sat back and we just let this languish and let this happen is far from the truth. We have always said that give us a call. Not just me. I mean, there are over right now 67 years of alumni that are there, to reach out but then you call somebody from the class of 1973, and trust me, you'll get it'll get around.
The idea that Joey and I were playing with this morning is something along the lines of a Catholic charter school. I mean, if they're going to close the school and give up the name San Vicente School, could a private organization of interested Catholics snatch up that name and create their own version of their Catholic school? I mean, up to and including hiring some nuns to go out there and make sure that all of the catechism is taught properly to the kids, and hiring other teachers along the same lines as a charter school, private school, and just have it San Vicente, but it doesn't have anything to do with the Archdiocese.
That was one of the ideas that were thrown out, during our meetings and stuff. And this gives us an opportunity to go back and revisit, not just that idea, but the many other ideas, that exist. There are models on Guam, just on Guam itself, through the many the other parochial schools and private schools, that continue to thrive. What have they been doing? What can we institute? Where?
Just white label the name and tell the archdiocese that we'll send you a stipend every once in a while for the use of the name and the logo and all of that. But otherwise, don't let it die. I was wrong. I said 55 years. The actual number is 67 years worth of history for San Vicente. Keep me posted. Like I said, I'll wash cars for you. I got a sack of aluminum cans in the backyard. Be more than happy to give to you so you can take it to the Massey and save the school.
Thank you, Ray, and thank you for really reaching out and trying to help us too. But to the alumni and to the friends, again, I think the plan is let's get together and so let's discuss this a little bit more so that we can go back to the archdiocese.
Can I say party at Frank's house soon? Can I say, can we get together party at Frank's? I love that. I love that backyard of yours. Front yard too.
It's big enough for them too to hold everybody.
Well, just the ones that work. Okay. 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to let you run. You have a great Thursday. I'm sure we'll talk again sometime soon.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right, I'm going to kiss to Tilly. Have a great day. 7 o'clock in the morning, closing in on Fox News Live, coming up in just seconds. Nancy Pelosi by now should have left Taiwanese airspace, and that's a good thing because the Chinese have been buzzing Taiwanese airspace. Maybe details here on Fox News. For KUSG Agutnia, this is The Point.
A head-on collision kills a member of Congress. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Republican Congresswoman Jackie Walorski and 2 aides killed in her home state, Indiana.
This is devastating news that's rocked Capitol Hill here this afternoon. The House is out this week. That's why members are back in their districts.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. The crash happened earlier today.
The Elkhart, Indiana Sheriff's Office says Walorski was in an SUV traveling southbound. A car crossed left of center and crashed into the SUV head-on.
Congresswoman Jackie Walorski was 58. The crash also killing her communications director, her district director, and the other driver. Walorski was first elected in 2012, flipping a seat from blue to red. House Republican Whip Steve Scalise says she and her staffers died serving her constituents. The White House says it's monitoring China's reaction after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan as the Chinese military surrounds the island nation with live fire drills.
There's no reason for Beijing to turn this visit, which is consistent with our policy, into some sort of crisis or to use it as a pretext to increase aggressive military activity in or around the Taiwan Strait.
But spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre declining to praise Pelosi, as many Republicans have done, saying the speaker's travels are up to her. Still a lot of counting to do in Arizona, but Republican Carrie Lake, backed by former President Trump, is sounding confident in the governor's race.
The MAGA movement rose up and voted like their lives depended on it. And it proved that you can't buy an election, at least not in Arizona. You can't buy an election. We the people rose up and spoke.
She's still leading Karen Taylor Robeson, who's backed by former Vice President Pence, but that lead shrank overnight to a margin of just over 11,000 votes. Maricopa County alone has more than 100,000 outstanding votes. America is listening to Fox News.
Half a day. This is Clara Manglania from Security Title. A power of attorney can be a useful tool in a real estate transaction, but if abused, it can result in devastating loss. Choosing your representative should be done with the utmost care and should be very specific about the powers being granted. To mitigate loss, the team at Security Title confirms with the owner prior to using a power of attorney to sell the property. Each transaction is unique. Let the professionals at Security Title use our experience to facilitate a secure closing. We are here to help.
Oh, what's for breakfast at KFC under $3.95, you ask? What's for breakfast at KFC that's different than the other guys, you ask? KFC's chicken wrap, sausage wrap, the Colonel's chicken congee, chicken fried steak, sausage biscuit and gravy, and biscuit sandwiches made with KFC's original fluffy biscuits. All for under $3.95 and all only at KFC. Plus, with waffles and the Colonel's chicken fried rice, we've got something for everyone.
So visit KFC for breakfast today. It's finger licking good.
President Biden signs an executive order aimed at easing some abortion restrictions.
The president, with a vote in Kansas supporting a woman's right to choose as a backdrop, signed the order that does several things. It makes travel to states that allow abortions easier, allows access to necessary medications, and will streamline data collection by federal health entities.
To evaluate the impact of this reproductive health crisis is having on maternal health and other health conditions and outcomes.
The president called the taking of abortion rights a health crisis. Democratic lawmakers want him to go further and declare it a public health emergency. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Voters in Kansas rejecting a ballot measure that would have allowed state lawmakers to ban abortion in that state. The NFL is appealing a disciplinary officer's decision to suspend Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson for 6 games for violating the league's personal conduct policy. The league had pushed for a much longer suspension. Watson was accused by 24 women in Texas of sexual misconduct during massage treatments and recently settled 23 of 24 lawsuits against him. A country Hall of Famer is being honored for a contribution to science.
Dolly Parton is among this year's Carnegie Medal of Philanthropy recipients. The country superstar made a big donation to help fund research into the coronavirus vaccines in 2020. Also being honored, Dallas entrepreneur Lyda Hill, Kenyan industrialist Manu Chandaria, and Lynn and Stacy Schusterman from the Oklahoma investment family. This year's honorees will receive their medals in New York October 13th. Parton's $1 million donation went to Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Its work would yield the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine.
Fox's Michelle Polino. Earnings reports rally stocks. The Dow up 416 on the day. Elisa Brady, Fox News.
The Super American Circus is here, and Circle K is giving away free Circus Kids tickets. Drop by your closest Circle K location and get up to 4 tickets absolutely free. So come one, come all, and enjoy free tickets to the greatest show on Island today. Circle K, take it easy. Ticket is valid for kids 12 years old or younger. Must be accompanied by a purchased adult or VIP ticket.
Choosing health insurance for my family is difficult. I need to know our health insurance will protect us now and in the future. Take Care members have access to the island's largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs, and a high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers, including the convenient one-stop FHP Health Center and urgent care. My family choose Take Care. Your family should also consider choosing Take Care. Call 671-647-3526 for more information. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarty Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Half a day at 7:06. I'm Donna De Jesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. A former Guahan Academy charter school teacher has denied allegations that he molested a student. 55-year-old Daryl D. Francis Lujan pleaded not guilty to charges of 2nd and 4th degree criminal sexual conduct and electronic enticement of a child. He remains free and has waived his right to a speedy trial. Lujan was a Chamorro teacher at the charter school and was accused of molesting a 14-year-old student in 2021. Police say the incidents took place outside of school grounds. Lujan had sent messages to the boy, aggressively asking him to send lewd photographs. Authorities add that a 2019 case is under investigation involving 13 other students. Lujan is accused of fondling the boys. No formal charges have been filed in that case. His current case has been assigned to Judge Maria Senzon, and he is expected back in court at a later date to find out when his case goes to trial. Meanwhile, a man was rushed to the hospital over the weekend following a serious car crash in Tumon. A surveillance video circulated on social media and captured the moment the driver crashed his car into a lamp post. Police officials say the incident happened on Poly Salvatore's Road and Park Arcade just after 2:30 early Saturday morning. Officers with the Highway Patrol Division determined the driver was headed northbound when he ran off the road and hit the lamppost. GPD spokesperson Officer Berlin Savella says officers on the scene confirmed that the driver did not show any signs that he was under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Medics treated the unidentified man and took him to GMH. His condition has not been released, and the crash remains under investigation. More news after this.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Get a personal loan for that summer vacation or to pay off those long overdue bills. Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña, now at the old Nanbo Insurance Building at 475-4545, Upper Tumon 647-5626, or in Dededo 633-4473. Family Finance, here to serve you.
The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration has formed the Bureau of Non-Communicable Disease Consortium at Public Health. The new office was formed through an executive order signed by Governor Lou Leon Guerrero on July 28. A release from Adelup states that concerns and challenges of 4 major partner organizations focusing on cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular, and chronic respiratory diseases were shared with the governor and lieutenant governor. While Guam has a high incidence of the diseases, these comorbidities also have been named as contributing factors to COVID-19 related deaths. Rates of obesity and diabetes related to lack of healthy routines or fitness commitments also can lead to more serious symptoms when contracting COVID-19. A 2020 report states that as many as 20% of Guam's residents aged 55 to 60 have diabetes at the time. Of 88 COVID-19 deaths analyzed that year, 53.4% were people with diabetes. Leon Guerrero says prioritizing proactive health care will reduce the cost of long-term care, and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio says the new office can help maximize local resources and build capacity. And 2 Chamorro journalists have won national awards recognizing their reporting on Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander communities in Hawaii. Rob Perez and Anita Hofschneider are the recipients of several 2022 Journalism Excellence Awards from the Asian American Journalists Association. The awards were announced last week as part of the AAJA's annual convention in Los Angeles. Perez is a 1975 GW High School graduate and former PDN reporter. He won awards for his 2020 and 2021 stories on the Native Hawaiian homesteading program. Hofschneider was born and raised in Saipan and won the 2021 Excellence in Pacific Islander Reporting Award for her 2020 Civil Beat story on how Pacific Islanders in Hawaii were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. And those were your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Some people might be going, Hofschneider, what kind of Chamorro name is that? And that's if you know, you know. It's a Saipan thing. Hofschneider up there, and they speak better Chamorro than I do. It's 7:11 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. I'm sorry, I was busy doing something during the news. What I wanted to do was because I've been looking at this sample ballot, and the reason why I popped this sample ballot on the Democrat side up was because I wanted to decipher. I mean, I've seen other lists, but I wanted to put together my own list of the, what did they call it? The blacklisted 12?
Yeah.
It's the Dirty Dozen. Williams Gate. So I wanted to put that together on my list here. And people would say, Ray, why would you want to do that? I mean, that thing happened over the weekend because I want to keep it alive for at least another 21, 22 days. I want this to be the thing that gets certain Democrat voters up in arms saying, wait a second, who are you to tell me who to vote for? So the names that were blacklisted include the Speaker of the Legislature, Therese Terlai, John Savars, Chris Barnett, Joe S., San Augustine, Amanda Shelton, John Ananich, Dave Duenas, Bunker, and Armando Dominguez, as well as Mike and Bree. Duh, obviously. We don't like them. They didn't sign the Unity Pledge. And then we got Telena Nelson, and that's the one that kind of doesn't make any sense to me. So I thought, now that everybody in the Democratic Party liked Telena Nelson, never ever had a hard time asking for and receiving a vote. So I'm kind of curious as to where all of this comes from. Are they all the pro-lifers at the legislature and are running for office? I don't know that. There could be some other misgivings about these guys afoot. Now, some of you are going to say, Ray, you make too much of a big deal about that, and maybe you should let it go. And then the answer is going to be, no, that's all right. But I will admit, I'm not going to say who because I'm not a stupid, but I'm looking over the list of the Dirty Dozen, and I'm looking going, yeah, wasn't really thinking about giving them my vote anyway, you know, in the general election, if they manage to survive it, you know, because you can't disagree with Vanessa on everything, right? 7:13 on the Ray Gibson Show, more of that kind of thing on the way. Here it is, the weather, because that's what I wrote it all down on. This is the front page, talks about what the weather's going to be like today. Partly sunny, daytime highs near 87 degrees, winds southeast up to about 9 miles an hour, and that's all you have to worry about. Some scattered showers tonight, mostly cloudy. Overnight lows should be about 77 degrees, and just a little bit of wind up to about 8 miles an hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies, scattered showers, mostly cloudy tomorrow night under isolated showers as well. And then Saturday, they say partly sunny, daytime highs should be about 88 degrees. With the heat index today, going to feel like 96. Do I have sunrise pictures from Jeff over at Pirates Cove? Yes, I do. Thirsty Thursday sunrise coming up. Sorry, there's no women in gym bras on any of these pictures, but I appreciate you looking anyway. So there it is, east side, as the sun begins to make its way over the horizon. 7:13. Sunset tonight's going to be at 6:48. There it is, news and weather together on The Point.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pica's Best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus to naktak, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tuman location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
Becoming a homeowner for the first time could be a little nerve-wracking, but it certainly doesn't have to be, especially if you have Lolita Kamet of Hafaday Realty guiding you every step of the way. So have no fear. She also specializes in land sales, commercial leasing, local residential sales leasing, also military and corporate new relocation. So for all your real estate needs, take the first step in the right direction with Lolita Kamet of Hafaday Realty by calling 671-688-6743. That's 671-688-6743.
Thank you, Sean Z. 7:15 in the morning. Portions of the Ray Gibson Show brought to you by the team over at APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. Also being brought to you by Ron and Kim over at Security Title. Interesting story on Candid about another kind of land scam, and I'm wondering if something like what Cousin Troy was describing in that story could have been avoided if there was a security title back then at the genesis of all of this, where it does look like there might have been some loopy stuff going on with titles and probates. But that's the kind of thing that you need to avoid today if you're going to be doing a real estate transaction. And the experts at it, hands down, even the other people in the security companies go, yeah, those guys are good. Ron and Kim at Security Title.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Buenas and Amade, Ana Marie Zonka Mofness and Matt Galendez online. Rico Blancaflor, we were talking with Frank Bloss Jr. About San Vicente School. Rico says, would like to see the same tenacity to save San Vicente on something like, say, I don't know, repealing the stupid plastic bag law, especially from the politicians that might be involved. John Duenas writing in says, San Vicente was failed by the Catholic school system. They knew before this past year that the school was suffering. They took 1 week to resolve the issues and then gave up. Mount Carmel and St. Francis from Jose is the model. San Vicente did not have the same support as those two other schools when the sisters first reached out. Don Emila says the Archdiocese doesn't manage the schools. They just ensure that the Catholic identity is properly part of the school. Where was the alumni all these past years when the SSND had been doing fundraisers and advertising for students to enroll? How many of these alumni have sent their kids, grandkids, or encouraged other families to send their kids? And then Nick Perlowski, who knows where he's talking about here, says they need to hire Sister Mary Clarence to win the choir competition. I'm telling you,
that's always a big thing.
Bring
man.
back the old nuns. Bring back
but
anyway, Jennifer Leon Guerrero Mendiola watching the program. So Jose Martinez says, "ISIS." MJ Rages is there. Ken Augustin, Mercy Wenzel, place a rental ad in the paper. Onad Van Mendy Bagout watching the program. Carl Meyer board the Herodote from American President Lines. Oh well, stand your ground. Accept his notice. James Lujan is there. Colin Clark He's your tenant. Oh, there's some maybe some interesting things going on here. Joanne Fullerton and Francis Mankin is watching the program. I'm not going to say right-click on Francis. Right-click on Francis. Right away, sir. Thank you very much. 7:17 on the Ray Gibson Show. A bunch of other stuff that we're going to talk about. Again, just a program notice, and I got to tell you a bunch of times. Today is Thursday, and between here and, I don't know, 6 months from now, every Thursday is going to be touch and go on the Ray Gibson Show, unless they release me from the grand jury duty that I am on right now. I didn't need to make the telephone call last night to find out whether I'm getting together. They sent me a message on my phone that said, yes, we're getting together for grand jury practice today.
Yay.
Woohoo! So I gotta, it's the law. Well, and here's the thing. I could blow off the court, right? I could.
No, you could not.
I could. I could blow them off and say, no, I'm sorry, I'd rather be here on the radio. But I think if I do, then
bench warrant, man.
Yeah, I think there's a bench warrant and a fine and possible jail time, which might be a little bit more.
Do it for research, Ray. See what happens.
Exactly. That's exactly. That's where I'm going to go. J.R. Rebinal is there. About time to take a look at what's going on. Excuse me. In the markets, although there's a couple other things in my head. And beetle that's stuck in my throat. Credit card balances rise at a record rate. I think the new number here is $890 billion worth of credit card debt that everybody's holding. And I'm going to tell you that a significant amount of that might be what I owe and you owe the credit card companies. And they're going, well, what the heck did that come from? Early in the pandemic, consumers like us had plenty of money because there was COVID stimulus programs out there, PUAs, the PPPs. So guys were still getting paid. And now even if you were overpaid on the PUAs, don't worry about it because Dave Del Sol and the guys over at the Department of Labor up until just the day before yesterday were basically forgiving all of that. I mean, unless you had a malicious intent, chances are pretty good you didn't mean it. So, you know, what the heck? Here, we're just going to go ahead and forgive that debt. And so a lot of people took some of that stimulus money, paid down their credit card debt, but almost immediately begin spending again. And now we've got $930 billion worth of debt at the end of the year. Balances growing at the quickest pace in decades, reflecting not just, people spending more, but remember, the prices for just about everything has gone up as well. So what would have been a $50 purchase, back in the day, all of a sudden because of, supply chain issues and inflationary damage, all of a sudden those numbers are getting closer to 75. A 50, what is it? 100 is the new $50 bill. You getting that feeling? Like every time you turn around, I told you we went to the movies the other day to go and watch that Elvis movie.
Yeah.
Spent
$300.
Well, I couldn't remember whether or not they were taking credit cards at the front, so I went to the ATM over at GPO, got some cash, and I was originally thinking that 60 might do this, but I thought, well, wait a second, inflation. So I withdrew 80 and used most of it. Between getting into the theater for the two of us, two, it's me and Mayumi went to go watch the Elvis movie.
You spent $80?
Well, between that and hot dogs and the piles of popcorn and candy.
Did you ever hear of eating before you go?
No.
Sorry.
Well, here's the thing, Jerry Roberts. I cannot have food before I go to the movies because I set myself up with a craving. I mean, for me, if I'm going to go to the movies, I'm going to enjoy, as I have in all of my years, enjoy eating a hot dog at the movie theaters. Oh. The process of opening up the hot dog and then it's on your lap and then you squirt in the mustard and the condiments and all of that stuff. I mean, there's a mental process that I go through. Right. You got a big Mountain Dew, got the biggest Mountain Dew that they have there, and so I'm getting that. And I could buy it at the store for like $1, but the brown M&Ms or yellow M&Ms, what are those things close in at? $20 a bag or something like
23.
that? Exactly. So it's not one of those things where, there's a frugality that you work. And I also pondered the idea of giving them another $18 for that pass. We talked about that movie pass thing. Yeah. I just don't know that even though they let me in free, I don't know that I can afford to go and eat there watch movies and eat a hot dog and popcorn on a regular basis.
Well, they got to make money somehow.
Exactly, and they did off me. Out this morning, the Global 500 from Fortune magazine. Would you like to hear who made the top 10?
Of what?
Biggest companies on the planet.
Oh, go ahead.
World's largest corporations. I'll go in reverse here. CVS Health. From the United States of America. Drugstores here at number 10. The China State Construction Engineering is at number 9. Volkswagen.
China State Construction?
China State Construction Engineering. Belt and Road, right? We've got Volkswagen, the automobile company, at number 8. At number 7, Apple.
Okay.
At number 6, Saudi Aramco Oil. Sinopec, also out of China. China National Petroleum at number 4, and State Grid. I'm going to assume that's the power company, the big power company, also out of China at number 3. And number 2, from the United States of America, Amazon.com. And at number 1 for the 9th straight year, Walmart. Is at number 1. Closest connection that we've got to Walmart is Keena McCausland, who works at the Walmart up in Washington. One of the many Walmarts that they've got in Washington State, where you can get every Cheetos flavored food, drink, or apparel. Because that's the way they are at Walmart. They have all of that stuff.
Their chicken salad is really good.
Walmart chicken salad?
Yeah.
Never had, but opportunities abound. The next when I finally get vaccinated and can fly on airplanes again. All right, let's take a look at what happened on the market. Very, very good news on the markets here this morning. Everybody's snapping back. S&P 500 63.98. Oh, and have you looked at West Texas crude? I'll get you there in a second. NASDAQ 319 points in the green. They closed at 12,668. Dow Jones Industrial Average, big winner here this morning. Not the biggest by percentage. They're up by 416 points, closing at 32,812. FTSE is up by 36. The Nikkei from Japan picks up 147, and a stronger yen today against the dollar, down around 131 yen to the U.S. dollar. Hang Seng Index up by 77 points, 19,767. The Shanghai Index is down. The VIX is down, and the DAX is up by 138 here. Big movers on the NASDAQ, which are the big winners by percentage: Moderna, PayPal, Okta, Mercado Libre, and DocuSign. Yes, see if my investors are putting money in some of these things, because I regularly see these names in the top 5 on the NASDAQ. Bottom 5 include Match Group, Exelon, Advanced Microsystems, Airbnb, and CGen. On the commodities, gold, $1,782. That's off by about $7.60. And petroleum, West Texas crude. Are you ready? Here it comes. $90.92.
Oh.
That's a significant drop. Was that 3.5%?
All the military folks are going to be happy.
Could be. I don't have a gasoline number. I'll see what I can find. And as usual, Tapas is just dead meat and for quite some time now. Don't know whether that market is ever going to be publishing its price on a public level.
As long as the price of gas keeps going down, don't worry about it.
Yep. And that's what I'm thinking.
It's the Biden effect, no doubt.
The Putin. No, wait. The Pelosi effect.
The Pelosi
effect. Number 1, you woke up this morning. We're still here. The Chinese didn't nuke us overnight. Isn't that great news? Is that not the most pleasant? I know some of you were thinking, I'm not paying off that credit card bill that you were talking about. I'm going to go ahead and let the bright fast come and just spend it. Apparently, we all still have to pay our bills and all of that kind of thing. So we did not. She has gone now out of Taiwan after that brisk trip and the brisk stop that she had. South Korea now, I think, is the destination. Should be pulling in there before too much longer, if not already. Now, time for Jerry Roberts to take us through the extra point here, being brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank, among the biggest companies here on Guam.
Yes, sir. When most people borrow, they pay back, and all is well. That's the way it's intended to be. What if I told you that the majority of people, including you and me, are borrowing all the time, and we're negligent about paying back? What if I told you that even if we paid back in full, it wouldn't satisfy the debt? I'll tell you what I'm getting at next on the Extra Point.
Fly to new experiences with 3 times United miles with First Hawaiian Bank's United credit card. Earn 3 times per dollar spent on United tickets purchased through United ticketing channels until February 28th, 2023, and 2 times miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com/United for more information. Don't wait. Apply today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Hafa, this is Josh here at APL. Our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apl.com.
Now, wait a second. I just accused you of not paying a debt. And further, even if you did pay it all back, that the debt would not be resolved? Well, that wouldn't be fair, would it? What's that you say? I always pay back. I always eliminate the debt. And that should take care of it. I handle my responsibilities. In general, I'm sure you do, but not this time. The journal Trends in Neurosciences recently assembled decades of research on what happens to our brains when we accumulate a sleep debt and then try to make up for it. What they discovered is a bit alarming. What is sleep debt? Simply, it's the amount of sleep that we get when subtracted from the amount of sleep that we should get. If we should sleep 6 hours or 8 hours a night and we get 6, then there's a sleep debt of 2 hours. You get the math. According to authors Zachary Zamore and Sigrid Veazey of the Chronobiology and Sleep Institute at the University of Pennsylvania, there are 3 important things to know and are contrary to what we've been told for years. First, in building up sleep debt, we lose some of the ability to judge how that affects us. Second, even if we do that catch-up and sleep recovery where we add, say, 9 or 10 hours for 2 or 3 days per week, and we end up sleeping about the same number of hours as if we had slept 8 hours per night, overall, we may still suffer memory problems. The third point is an attention getter. Studies suggest that persistent sleep loss, even if we do our best to catch up, will increase our chances of neurodegenerative disorders, which include dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's disease. Zamore and Veazey concede that for many people, sleep deprivation is a normal part of life and unlikely to change. Nobody wants to think about developing one of those conditions and to lose quality of life in their later years. However, that's not the only consideration. Another study suggests that people who sleep fewer than 6 hours a night have a 30% higher chance of becoming obese than those who sleep between 7 and 9 hours. Poor sleep habits can lead to poor eating, lack of exercise, and declining health. This may be at least a part of the explanation for Guam's high rate of diabetes, heart disease, and other chronic illnesses. Now, I admit that I've had a weight issue for a fair part of my life, and it's been hardest to deal with when I don't sleep well. If all that isn't enough to get you to want to sleep more, still another study concludes that lack of sleep ruins sex drive. In men, it also is said to drop testosterone levels. People are also just plain grumpier when they don't sleep enough, and that likely contributes to many of the behavioral problems we see in the workplace. We also know that lack of sleep impacts productivity and profitability. Employers, talk to your workers about sleep and how not getting enough can make life more difficult. In most of my training courses, I survey the attendees on how many hours they usually get. The average is between 5 and 6, but a whole bunch of them are around 4, which tells me that the average worker in Guam is without any doubt sleep deprived. You and I can come up with all the reasons we want for why we can't sleep more. Many are legitimate, but that's not going to matter in the long run. If you're getting 6 hours or less of sleep a night, find a way to get 7. If you're getting 7, try for 8. Persistent sleep deprivation comes with a cost, one that none of us are going to want to pay. That's the Extra Point. Be responsible and make something good happen today. For 93.3, The Ray Gibson Show and First Hawaiian Bank. I'm Jerry Roberts.
So about 7 for me is that's my target. 8 by the time it gets to be anywhere near 4 o'clock, I'm already up, and that's the case on the weekends as well. I try to be near pillow every night by about 9, so I don't generally stay out chasing folks around until the small hours of the night, weekdays or weekends, and up at 4 o'clock. And I figured most of the grumpy is gone by 6 after I've had a couple of rounds of Mr. Brown's and some water and get ready for everything. So I figure I'm doing okay, but I will still get a nap. I will still try to make another deposit into the sleep bank in the middle of the afternoon.
The nap rejuvenates you. There's no question about it. It gives you a little more, of energy and cognition in the afternoon. But the thing, it doesn't make up for lack of sleep. That becomes the problem. So if you're not, let's say you get 5 or 6 at night, and you try to get an hour or 2 in the middle of the day. Yeah, it doesn't catch up. It doesn't work. So
that's my understanding. Is there is no way that once you've already lost that sleep, it stays lost.
Once you've lost it, it stays lost, and things happen within the brain to cause problems and build up that plaque and other things that don't get cleaned out. So what we're finding now, and this has serious issues in the workplace because people aren't as productive. And there's other problems, the behavioral issues and lots of other things that go into it. Employers really need to focus and begin to focus on this. I talk to my clients about this. I say, this is a real issue. This is not playtime. And I can provide the information. This is going to be a big thing moving forward as people begin to analyze why companies are winning, why companies are losing, why people leave jobs, etc.
And it comes down to how much time you're spending on the pillow. According to research here, University of Pennsylvania, instead of hitting the pillow to catch up on missed sleep, as we said, try to stay awake. The study found that between 70 to 80% of us could put sleeping problems to bed by avoiding trying to make up for missed Z's. So go to failure. Keep yourself moving to failure, and then when you get to sleep, maybe you sleep hard enough so that you can get 7 or 8 hours a night. Getting people chiming in on this. Rowena says, "Yep, that's evidence based." Thank you, Jerry. Let me see. Tom Shea says, "Kudos to Jerry Roberts. I only get 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Bad. Called at 2:30 in the morning to the hospital, and he is still there." Right now.
Doctors have it tough.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? Doctors, nurses, anybody in the health industry. And if you got some more like that, by all means, chime in. Let us know what your situation is all about. At 7:35, Jerry Roberts in the Extra Point. That is worth going and getting the transcript for. Transcripts for just about every Extra Point that we've ever done are available. If not in their full completion, they will be there shortly at guamtraining.com and the World Wide Web. And if you want to talk to your employees about sleeping on the job or sleeping, period, then by all means, guamtraining.com and the World Wide Web. Right now, time to take a look at what's going on in the world of news and headlines. This brought to you by Rudy Rodolfo and his team over at Burger King. And we got I Love Whopper Wednesdays. And don't forget the Southwestern Whopper as part of their anniversary deal going on as well. And plus, brought to you by Lolita Kamet. She is with Hoffaday Realty. And if you've got your ideas about maybe becoming some kind of property manager, bazillionaire kind of person, she will help you out identifying the property, even helping you manage it when you have done buying it. It's 7:35 now with news and headlines. Here's Donna D.
With the start of a new school year just a week away, GDOE has nearly 100 teacher vacancies. There are 49 elementary and 49 secondary teaching positions that remain unfilled. To address the teacher shortage, GDOE is hosting a 2-day seminar for new educators. The seminar covers the department's curriculum policy, standards, instructional strategies, and grading. GDOE's consolidated grant from the U.S. Department of Education funded the seminar. And yesterday was the day Archbishop Michael Burns was set to make a decision on the fate of San Vicente Catholic School in Barrigada. The final decision was to permanently close its doors after 67 years. A release from the Archdiocese of Agana cites low student enrollment as the reason why advisory councils recommended the closure of the school. Even though the number of students who officially enrolled increased a little bit in the past week, the numbers are still not enough to adequately fill classes and sustain operations. And the FDA has announced intentions to ban menthol and other flavored cigarettes, cigars, and e-cigarettes. The ban is part of an effort to discourage youth from smoking and vaping. The FDA recently expanded its authority to cover synthetic nicotine in electronic cigarettes, forcing manufacturers to comply with the same standards as other products that contain tobacco-based nicotine. The ban is geared towards manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers, but there is no penalty if the consumer gets their hands on it. Many vape shop owners are opposed to the ban, saying it would force them to close. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
I tell you what, I was a menthol smoker for years. Love menthol cigarettes. There are all kinds of different flavors that you could get for cigarettes once upon a time.
I remember that store in the
Which
mall,
one?
the one that's been there ever since, selling strawberry flavored cigarettes or cigars or something.
Very popular in Japan. My grandfather used to come back from Japan with cherry flavored cigarettes from time to time. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And I don't know that anybody ever said out loud, well, that's going to get teens to smoke. I did not smoke because they had menthol flavored cigarettes or candy flavored cigarettes. I smoked because all of the other cool guys were smoking, and I figured I better do that as well. And many of the cool guys figured out how to quit a lot earlier than I did as well. I was 30-year, 2-pack-a-day smoker for a long time, and I quit smoking before vape came out. But I'm with TJ on this one. I think there are a lot of people that would like to quit smoking, but would like to be able to continue to enjoy a degree of nicotine and the flavor of it as well, but be able to graduate into lower and lower and lower values of the nicotine until eventually all you're doing is vaping the flavor. And for a lot of guys, that's perfectly agreeable. And I worry that there is a method to be able to secess yourself from cigarettes, but they're going to eliminate it. So I hope that they take a good long look at that. 7:38 in the morning. Jerry Robertson, The Extra Point, and news. We got traffic coming up in just a sec.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
We're celebrating BK's 33 years on Guam. Whopper Wednesday is back. Every Wednesday in August, visit participating Burger King restaurants and say, I love, love, love the Whopper, and get a free flame grilled Whopper sandwich with the purchase of any Whopper combo meal. Top off your meal with French fries or onion rings and a refreshing Coca-Cola. Tell your family and friends and enjoy your Whopper Wednesday in August. Available at BK Hagåtña, Tumon Bay, Micronesia Mall, and the airport. Come and celebrate our 33rd from your friends at Burger King. BK your way.
In 20 minutes, it's going to be 8 o'clock. Programming note, in 20 minutes, I'm leaving. Grand jury today, and I'm wearing my prisoner outfit. I probably should have put a little bit more thought, considering I'm probably going to spend some time over at the courthouse today. All right, let's take a look at traffic. What am I going to be heading into? Can you imagine this, folks? I will be sharing actual morning traffic with you. I don't know that I've done that in 4 years, getting stuck in morning drive traffic. We'll see what happens. All right, northbound Marine Corps Drive, tiny bit of traffic up at Anderson Air Force Base. Ipao into Waisangsong slowing down, but it's still moving. We got a little bit of traffic at Marine Corps Drive just past. We've got the intersection of 1 and 3. Nothing major on 3, but definitely slowing down as you get closer to the Micronesia Mall. You'll see some traffic over by the McDonald's on Route 16, over at the Ocean Vista 76 Circle K. Not a whole lot happening up there, but it does look like we might have some traffic around Barragata Heights Post Office and 8, 10, and 16 at the Tri intersection. What do we got going on here up in Route 8? Is that dogging out traffic? Looks like there might be a little bit of traffic coming just past, in between Payless and Cars Plus. Don't know what's going on. It's affecting traffic in both directions, so it could be a little bit of a fender bender. If you see something, say something. Let Real Joe know at 888-8255. A little bit of traffic into the downtown Hagåtña area. 4 is looking fairly clear, and don't see too much happening all the way down to Big Navy in Sumai, where it does look like things are going a little bit slow on Marine Corps Drive. You're on 2 trying to get to 1. Expect some delays. It's 7:41 on the Ray Gibson Show.
Tell me about it, stud.
Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Festival is back on Saturday, October 22nd. We rockin' and rollin' at the Dusatani Guam Resort from 2 to 10 p.m. Bring your friends and come dress in your best grease costume to win up to $500 in cash and prizes. So bust out those leather jackets and 50-style outfits as we party the night away at Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Fest. Don't be a square. Get your tickets now at craftbeerfestguam.com or cruise on by any 76 Circle K location. Now that's cool, baby.
Looking to continue your education? Guam Community College is hosting its Fall 2022 Enrollment Fair at the Micronesia Mall Center Court on Sunday, August 7th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come see what programs GCC has to offer and watch the Macy's and GCC Back to School Fashion Show for the latest trends to start your school year right.
My man, what am I doing here? Portions of the program brought to you by the guys over at Subway. Is there an Eat Fresh refresh that I need to tell you about these days? Yes, the sequel to the Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki is the new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki. Onion, steak, teriyaki, tender, juicy steaks marinated in a tangy new sweet onion teriyaki sauce stacked high on toasted artisan Italian bread topped with American cheese, green peppers, red onions, and then they drizzle it now with a sweet onion teriyaki sauce. Don't like some of those ingredients? We'll trade them out with something else. That's the fun of eating over at Subway. Give in to your cravings at Subway. Eat fresh. Right? Got to take care of all the commercials now before I leave. Okay, I don't need to do that one. Groovy. It's 7:43 in the Ray Gibson Show, 888-8255-888-TALK. I was reading something, and it was, as it turns out, it was a morning greeting. Now, it wasn't like sent to me as a morning greeting. It's just I was cruising around on Instagram or something like that, and I saw it, and I said, you know what? That is absolutely beautiful. I think I ought to share that with the listeners of the radio station on the Point. I'll read it to you now, and you can decide whether it's beautiful or not. I thought it was colorful, if you will, because that's the word used in it. It says, holding the colorful happiness lights, standing on the sparkling morning, opening the door of the castle of happiness. God, I love that imagery. Isn't that great? Opening the door to the castle of happiness and sending my most sincere wishes. Good morning, dear friends. I wish you a happy life, good health, and peace. And the only thing that you're getting misty on me, aren't you? You're getting misty.
I just thought about it. Maybe Helen Middlebrook wrote that.
I don't know. I don't know where it comes. I was thinking maybe I'll cut and paste it and then stick it in Google
a tear.
and see where it originated from. As cool phrases go, where it originated from. Although I would make an addition. And the addition would be adventure. I'd add adventures, not happiness and peace and prosperity and adventure.
Yeah.
Need to go and fly a plane or do deep ocean diving or fall in love or see just something, some kind of very, very cool.
Courage.
Yeah. Adventure time in all of that. So maybe if that inspired you, wonderful. I'll see if I can copy and paste it and post it up somewhere. I'll put it on my personal page. How's that? Because put it on the Point page on Facebook and everybody go. Get that. 7:45. Ray Gibson Show. Now would normally be a time where we yak with somebody, but I don't know. It's not like we've got a whole heck of a lot of time to get into some deep interviews and on some deep topics. There are some very, very interesting things going on. Among them, page 1, today's Guam Daily Post. I urge you to take a look at the picture. Cost doubles for post-closure of the old ORDOT dump. I know, and
yeah,
you're
that
going,
one hurt.
Yeah, ow. So they're saying that, they originally estimated that we'd be able to, caretake the old dump for about $27 million. As it turns out, because we've got issues with leachate now, that number could skyrocket to $56 million. And I don't know where else we're going to be able to get that from. Right now, it seems to be coming from some of the commercial haulers, but I don't know if they're going to be. I don't know if we got any new commercial hauling business that's going to come in to close that gap on what we're collecting now versus what we need to collect in order to maintain that spend down the road. But that, believe it or not, is not the most interesting thing about this story. Most interesting thing about this story is there's a picture of the old ORDOT dump. It says, as seen Wednesday by David Castro, the photographer for the Guam Daily Post. And it says, ORDOT facility, no trespassing, dumping, blah, 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 blah. And beware of dog. It says beware of dog. And
Yeah,
there's a
they do
dog.
have a couple dogs there.
We got a dog.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
live
sign
there.
that says beware of dog.
The guard
It's not
dogs.
like a stray dog. Is it
Some
a
of
guard
them-
dog?
There's like 5 or 6 of them.
Like if
Some of them are
somebody's
tiny,
gonna go inside and-
manihawk-looking dogs.
What, are we going to steal the
But
trash?
They're mean, man.
Is that what's going on?
They're mean,
Must
Ray.
be mean as a junkyard dog. And then we've got another story from the Guam Daily Post. Looks like another hit piece on Mike St. Nicholas. FBI confirms review of delegates' ethics probe.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's some people over in the Democratic Party of Lou that are just giddy with excitement, dropping a dime, saying, "Hey, maybe you should call the FBI office, where they will say that we are aware of the referral and take allegations of federal law violations seriously," said Tamara Heck. The FBI reviews, but it doesn't say that they're actually doing anything with it. Anybody that knows
Awareness check.
anything, anybody that knows anything about dealing with the FBI, we can neither confirm nor deny, active investigations, which they will say about everything. Up to and including the allegations that have been made and leveled at Mike St. Nicholas in this ethics probe. Maybe Cousin Troy sees things the same way I do. Good morning, Cuz. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
You know what? This is going to be an interesting day. First of all, I'm leaving the program in a few minutes because I got grand jury duty today.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I wish I could serve on a jury.
You want to take my place? I'll give you my jury guy number and my orange shirt.
I'm always kicked off of a jury, by the time they get to that, that part where the attorneys question you about like what you feel about certain things, that always gets me kicked off.
Yeah, the voir dire, I think, is what that's called. And yeah, I did not get to that part for the grand jury selection. Apparently, they took all of that out, so I don't know what the heck is going on. It'll be interesting when I get there today and people go, "Oh, wait a second, why is a guy in the media playing around with the grand jury?" And the answer is I don't know. Interesting story, and tied it in with one of our advertisers. You are at the guys over at Candid. Now, you guys are looking at a land scam story, but this thing goes back decades. This is interesting.
Well, the probate goes back 57 years, and so there's a petition in this 57-year-old probate on land that actually was sold by the administratrix of an estate of a guy named Francisco T. Kenga, who died 67 years ago. This administratrix sold the land in 2017 for $700,000, and it's 23 acres of prime property fronting Route 4, Sinahania, and ORDOT.
Mm-hmm.
This is so. Do you know that hill where Carl Gutierrez put up his big 94 and 98 and Jerry signs?
If not his signs, then I think the hill with the big Doris Flores Brooks signs for many years as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it well. I know that area very, very well. Across the street, there's another little hill that used to be kind of a flap shack, whatever, for KUAM employees.
Yeah, so we're talking about that property, and it goes east to the Gerber area, and so 23 acres. It was sold for only $700,000. The listing agent, or the real estate agent, the broker for the administratrix, was actually the person, according to relevant tax records, who purchased the property and then turned around and listed it for $4.5 million. Then sold it for $2.5 million within 1 year. And now the property, along with other properties that are adjacent to it, are being prepped for some sort of development, reportedly a housing development. And you think about how much houses are these days, you can make a pretty penny from the development of, say, 100 houses.
Sure.
Which would be, several times what this one heir sold the property for. But the dispute, as it happens, according to land management documents, this administratrix was one heir of a guy named Francisco T. Kenga, and neither her nor Francisco T. Kenga, according to land management records, are the actual owners of the property. They're part owners because the estate that actually owns the property is the estate of Francisco T. Kenga's father, Felix C. Kenga. And so there's this whole, this is just such a big deal where you have 3 generations of heirs who are like,
oh my God, Becky.
What happened here?
Yeah. Well, who's going to be the one that is holding the money at the end of all of this construction?
So we are only.
And how do you get a loan for that kind of thing? I mean, if they're going to be developing it on their own, where are you going to get the financing if you don't have clear title?
Well, so part of what this petition is alleging, because it was the court that authorized certain things. Part of what the petition alleges is that certain parties defrauded the court and did not present the documents that they were supposed to present, did not tell the truth to the court over the years of this probate. It appears to be a multi-year scheme.
The makings of one of those very, very long and drawn-out stories that you're still going to wonder who it is that's going to be left holding the bag and who is going to be held accountable by the courts.
Yeah, and this is a civil thing, but what it appears to be talking about is criminal action. But I don't want to get in trouble by saying things out of turn here, but I suppose the allegations and the insinuations made by these heirs of the Kenga family are that there are these different people, from the real estate broker to the attorneys who represented the administratrix to the administratrix to the appraisal company.
So it's a conspiracy.
Yeah. So this is bigger than.
Are there any politicians' names? Are there any political names that might be attached to this that you have come across?
No, not yet.
Not yet. All right. So developing story. Inquiring minds will want to go. 7:53. Cuz I'll talk to you pretty soon.
You guys have a wonderful morning.
I'm looking forward to my morning here. And a bunch of stuff to look forward to. Among them, and we have not given it enough play in the last couple of days, is the big 80s, 90s get-together. Hermit Crab is the name of the place, and it is worth going out of your way to find. If you know where the 76 is down there in Aniguac and the area kind of behind Ladas, take that road behind Ladas and go down to about where the old Ambrose was located. It's an old abandoned 2-story house that I don't think anybody's lived in since the Second World War on the beach side there. And then next to that is the Hermit Crab. Great location, supersized stage. You got everything is covered in case it rains, and some really, really good people. A lot of great vision, I can tell, that went into that. That's worth going to, and I think we're going to try to get everybody out by midnight, because you figure people that are fond of music from the 80s and 90s are grandparents by now, right? And so now I gotta get home so I can take care of the grandbabies and make sure we got breakfast on Sunday morning. Then there's also something coming up that's going to be interesting. August the 12th is a Friday night, night at the museum. Have you seen this ad?
No.
No, it's very tantalizing because it has the sound like we're going to bring the ranch to the museum. This Lancero style, bro, is tuba and tessa zancerveza. So we're going to have tuba, to drink from the coconut tree of life, Rowena says, and tessa zancerveza, which is beer, of course. Friday, August the 9th, from 6 until 9 p.m. They want you to show up in shorts and Zoris. You can wear a T-shirt. You can wear a T-shirt if you want to. Like I said, this is a combination somewhere between the Lancero and press suit, right? So shorts and Zoris, if you like. There'll be live music, tours of the exhibits, contemporary art, and we've got the food is coming from Mezcla. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
No doubt.
by Mezcla,
No doubt.
and the delicious tuba pairing with the cerveza. But here's the thing: as Lancero as they want to make this sound, it's $125 a head. Whoa. That's exactly what I said. I'm going, man, this looks like some fun to do. I got the Tenatla Cutney over there, and it looks like we've got some Chef Peter's, chicken.
Yeah, but you get to try everything, I think. That's how it goes, right?
I don't know, $125. Their needs
sample everything.
They're not just because because it looks like kind of fingery food here. Just the tessa. I mean, we're not. It's Chesa, which is not the full meal. You know what I mean? For,
I do, yeah.
For 120.
Maybe to tease us if you're lucky.
$5. Well, I mean, it's mezcla, but I don't know. $125. I just go eat at the restaurant for half. I guess if that's what you're into, a lot of people are looking forward to this, and a lot of sponsors on the deal. So I think that's all right. 888-8255-888-TALK. Small talking into my into the 8 o'clock hour, and there is going to be Fox News at the top of the hour. On the other side of that, there will also be local news, and at the end of the local news, then Donna's going to say, we now join our network programming already in progress, and then we'll, that's what you're kind of supposed to say. Man, there were a couple other things that I wanted to play around with this morning in the short time that we've got together, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it. Might be stuff that we'll have to wait until tomorrow. Big news stories that we've been following over the last couple of days, obviously, is Pelosi in Taiwan. She has now left Taiwan, they say, headed to South Korea to go hang out with them. And other stops, Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, etc. So a little bit more of the traveling. Big questions are, what is the point to all of this travel? I thought I might have heard some of that on Jim Bohannon this morning, where they were saying, well, it's an interesting trip, and it's an interesting time to go, considering the state of the relationships between the United States and China. But at the end of all of this, what is it that she hopes to accomplish by being the highest-ranking member of the American political body to go to Taiwan? What's the big deal? Now, one of the guys that was providing a little bit of conjecture says maybe it has to do with her trying to deflect attention away from her husband's DUI. And what was the story about? There's got to be a Hunter Biden angle on this somewhere, or the fact that between her and her husband, they made some significant investments prior to coming out with knowledge that there was going to be money going out to the chip industry. So it could be some of that. A couple of minutes away from the top of the hour, there was at least one more interesting magistrate report that maybe I will have presented to me by the prosecutors at the Attorney General's office today at jury duty. Is on or about August 2, officers initiated a traffic stop on Route 1 as Marine Corps Drive. Defendant Alfred Rubin exited the passenger door of the vehicle, which was pulled over. He then yelled, "You're a blanking blank." Rhymes with a witch.
Oh, no.
Yeah, to the police officer, "I ain't gonna listen to you," and using his left arm pushed Officer Rika Lynn Lizama in the chest, causing her to, I think she fell down a little bit. Anyway, they were able to put him in handcuffs and continued to try to pull him away from officers. So he's gotten busted on account of assault and account of resisting arrest because he shoved the lady police officer. And what do I say about situations like this, ladies and gentlemen? Not only are you going to get busted for whatever it was that they pulled you over for, we're going to get you for assault. And I think that there ought to be treble charges. I think there ought to be, if we would normally stick you in jail for 6 months for that, I think you ought to be in for about 1.5 years. There needs to be a lot more respect for the police officers. Hey, look, I got to go, and I'll tell you all about whatever adventures I can tell you about tomorrow. They say that they don't want you obviously talking about cases, but as Real Joe says, this is a great opportunity, quote, for research on the ways of the criminal justice system. So the parts that I can't tell you about, I'll bore you with tomorrow morning, starting about 6 o'clock in the morning. All right, we got Fox News Live coming up next. They'll learn maybe a little bit more about a congressional death and the travels of Nancy Pelosi. Donna D with news on the other side of that. I'm back with you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Stand by now. It's Fox News Live, KUSG, Hagutnia.
Congresswoman killed in her home state. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The Republican died earlier today in a car crash.
Representative Jackie Walorski died as a result of the accident on a state road in Elkhart County, part of her district. Fox News Digital reports 4 people were killed in what was a head-on collision. In addition to the Congresswoman, her communications director and a state Republican Party official also died. House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy said in a statement the Congresswoman's husband was informed of the accident this afternoon. Walorski and her husband were missionaries overseas before she entered into politics. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
President Biden has signed an executive order that eases restrictions for women seeking abortions.
Under federal law, no woman
whether pregnant or not, no matter where she lives, should be turned away or denied necessary treatment during a medical crisis.
Several states have put so-called trigger laws in place after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. The president's order makes travel to states that allow abortions easier. It allows access to necessary medications and will streamline data collection by federal health entities. First, the flooding, now the extreme heat in eastern Kentucky as people continue to try to salvage what's left of their homes.
As those water levels go down, it really starts to reveal more and more devastation. But what is incredible is that there are so many neighbors out here trying to help one another. They have an incredible spirit to get back on their feet and restore the community to what it was before, but maybe even better.
Fox's Jeff Paul in Hazard, Kentucky. At least 37 people were killed in the floods. Wall Street stocks on Wall Street closed broadly higher as investors welcomed encouraging economic data and quarterly earnings reports from big companies, including Starbucks. The Dow added 416. America is listening to Fox News.
Get ready to save up and chow down with Pacific Points. Now you can redeem Pacific Points for Uno Go wallet credits and enjoy huge savings on food delivery. Order from over 80 restaurants and have it delivered straight to your door. Continue earning points when you fuel up at Shell, shop at Foodies, purchase ITNE prepaid load, and pay your monthly ITNE bill. Then get ready to claim your rewards. Learn more at PacificPoints.com. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
I want my children to be healthy and safe for the new school year. That's why I made an appointment at the FHP Health Center for their annual checkups, vaccines, physicals, and dental exams. FHP pediatricians and dentists deliver the highest quality of care. I trust them. So can you. Receive a free gift with your child's checkup. For an appointment, call 671-646-5825, press 1. Most private insurance plans accepted. FHP Health Center. Our island, your clinic.
A show of force from China as it continues to react to the visit to Taiwan by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
The House Speaker ended her brief and controversial stop saying the U.S. wants Taiwan to have, quote, freedom with security and will not back away from that. All this, of course, has been riling China. It sees the island as its own. According to Taiwan, while Pelosi was leaving, China sent a few dozen warplanes into Taiwan's broad air defense area. But the big stuff is supposed to start tomorrow. 6 zones off the coast of Taiwan, basically all around the island, will be the focus of Beijing's armed forces and its live fire exercises. The targeting could come within miles of Taiwan, as well as violating its maritime and air territorial space. China's state media today saying some of its missiles could fly over the island.
Fox's Craig Palcott. A new report says millions of consumers had wrong credit scores sent to lenders.
We're learning there's been a big botch up by credit reporting agency Equifax, which sent lenders inaccurate credit scores on millions of consumers, resulting in higher interest rates and in some cases the applicants being rejected for products including mortgages, credit cards, and car loans. Bank executives and others familiar with the error say the faulty scores were sent from mid-March through early April. Scores were sometimes off by 20 points or more in either direction. Equifax says it has fixed the error. The company described the problem as a technology coding issue. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
The driver in a hit-and-run crash that killed the father of rapper Nicki Minaj last year has been sentenced to 1 year in jail. Charles Polovich, who pled guilty to leaving the scene and tampering with evidence in the crash on New York's Long Island, was also ordered to pay a $5,000 fine and has had his driver's license suspended for 6 months. Robert Mirage's widow said in court Polovich left her husband like a dog in the street. I'm Lee Silasera. This is Fox News.
Wow, nice smile. So perfect and all.
Thanks. I owe it all to Dr. Robert Yang and his smile team. They do wonders for a healthy, happy mouth.
Got teeth? Don't wait until they hurt. Schedule your routine checkup and cleaning with Dr. Yang and his smile team. Suite 119 in the East West Business Center, Upper Tumon. Call 647-8702 or 3.
The best thing that happened to teeth since toothpaste.
Dr. Yang and his smile team.
They make smiles happen.
4 years ago, we expressed our belief that a strong economy depends on a strong middle class, that small businesses need help to survive in tough times, and new industries are needed to diversify our economic base. The pandemic proved us right in so many ways.
We said we would support tax cuts for small businesses, and we did.
We said we would streamline government services to create a more business-friendly environment, and we are. We said we would invest in infrastructure improvements, and we have. We said we would expand opportunities for our people to learn much-needed trades, and we delivered.
Let's continue this progress. We are all in this together, and we humbly ask for your vote.
This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message.
Your local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, easy, and secure. Visit nambo.com for more information.
Half a day at 8:06. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. A man convicted of trying to smuggle 6 pounds of meth into Guam was denied his request to get out of prison early. 37-year-old Gavin Regis Duenas told the court he suffers from serious medical conditions, including asthma, diabetes, and obesity that predispose him to several illnesses from COVID-19. He is currently serving a 7-year sentence in a federal prison in Texas and is scheduled to be released on November 15, 2025. Duenas was hoping to be released and serve the rest of his sentence in home confinement, but District Court Chief Judge Francis Tidinko Gatewood denied the motion for compassionate release, saying it does not appear that Duenas' conditions rise to a level serious enough to satisfy extraordinary and compelling reasons sufficient for compassionate release. She adds that he has been convicted of a serious offense and has not demonstrated that he would not be a danger to the community if he were to be released. Prosecutors argue that Duenas was vaccinated for COVID. In 2016, U.S. postal inspectors and U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration agents and task force officers intercepted 2 priority mail packages addressed to Duenas' family post office box and another post office box opened by Duenas in Maleso. And 2 men have been arrested in connection with the brutal murder of a man whose body was found decapitated and dismembered off of Route 10 in Chalampago back in January. Police have identified the victim as 32-year-old Stevie George Alvarez Villanueva of Jigo. Part of his body was found on January 29 after a report of a trash fire near the Chalampago GPA substation. 31-year-old Manny Sablan Murciano Jr. and 42-year-old Robert Isaac Revels have been arrested in the case. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio says the 2 were previously confined at DOC for separate and unrelated crimes, but were reconfined after the latest arrest. Ignacio has confirmed that it was a drug-related homicide, adding that there was a debt owed by the victim and indications that there may have been an argument regarding a female individual. It took detectives 6 months to link the murder of Villanueva to the pair. All 3 individuals are known to the police department. Murciano was arrested in 2016 on illegal drugs and weapons possessions charges. Revels was arrested in 2017 for burglary and vehicle theft, and the victim, Villanueva, was arrested last October on drug possession charges. DNA evidence is being sent to the FBI lab to verify the identity of the remains, but Ignacio says all the information and evidence gathered had led detectives to strongly believe Villanueva was the victim, and his family has been notified. More news after this.
Go green, go hybrid, go to Nambo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nambo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nambo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nambo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nambo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
Archbishop Michael Burns made the decision on the fate of San Vicente Catholic School in Barrigada yesterday. The final decision was to permanently close its doors after 67 years. A release from the Archdiocese cites low student enrollment as the reason why advisory councils recommended the closure of the school. There was a 50% decrease from the previous academic school year, even though the number of students who officially enrolled increased a little bit in the past week. The numbers are still not enough to adequately fill classes and sustain operations. The Archdiocese states that there was no other option but to close the school immediately. Superintendent of Catholic Schools, Father Val Rodriguez, will be working with administrators from other Catholic schools to assist in transitioning San Vicente students who wish to remain within the Catholic school system. And voters who want to head to the polls early are encouraged to take advantage of the express vote machines. 3 machines are set up at the Election Return Center at the Western Resort Guam in Tumon. Guam Election Commission Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says using the machines is easier than shading in the ovals, and notes that those using the express vote machines finish faster than those filling in the paper ballots. The universal voting machine allows voters to mark their selection using a touch screen before they print a verifiable paper ballot, seal it in an envelope, and place it into the ballot box. Another plus GEC notes about the machine is that it prevents any crossover voting or overvoting, which ensures that there would be no spoiled ballots. Pangilinan assures voters that no information is saved and the machines just mark the ballots. Over the 3 days that the site has been in operation, a total of 670 people decided to vote early. Early voting will be held through August 19 from 10 to 6, Tuesday through Friday at the Westin mezzanine level. An incentive for voting early is a 10% discount on pastries at the Westin to those who present their I voted sticker at the lobby cafe. 22 days remain until the primary election. And those were your top stories here on The Point. We now join our network program, already in progress.
Nuclear power, pushes them towards probably nuclear weapons eventually.
Yeah, I could certainly see that happening as well. What did you teach in China?
Oh, I just taught. I had just graduated from college.